What's up, y'all? Jeffrey Michael here, and welcome to the latest edition of Jeffrey Michael's Movie Reviews Extravaganza. This video is coming a little late, unfortunately. I've been nursing a cold the last couple of days, and I'm just now on the tail end of it, and a little bit of sniffles there, so if I sound congested during this video, well, there you go. And, the show must go on, and, who comes up with that saying? The people who pay for the show. The performers never would have said that. I got sniffles, cancel the show. But no, I'm going to continue on. The show will go on, you guys. And in this video, I will be reviewing the movies that were released on March the 9th, 2018. So the first movie that I'll review for you is A Wrinkle in Time, rated PG. It stars Chris Pine, Gugu Mbatha-Raw, Storm Reid, Reese Witherspoon, Mindy Kaling, and Oprah Winfrey, and was directed by Ava DuVernay. She brought you the Academy Award-nominated film Selma. Now, A Wrinkle in Time is based on the classic children's fantasy novel by Madeleine L'Engle. Our protagonist is Meg Murray, played by Storm Reid. She's shy, she's introverted, and she has frizzy hair. And she has a younger brother, 5-year-old Charles Wallace, played by Derek McCabe, and he's a genius prodigy. And their parents are Alex and Kate Murray, played by Chris Pine and Gugu Mbatha-Raw. And their father, Alex Murray, he's an astrophysicist, and he's constantly trying to find the secrets of the universe. And they're all one big happy family. That is, until they're not. You see, the movie starts off, it's been 4 years to the day since their father just mysteriously vanished without a trace, and they don't know where he went. And it leaves them all heartbroken, especially Meg. She's struggling at school. She lashes out and she doesn't socialize, and she has a female that bullies her. But there's one guy that she likes named Calvin, played by Levi Miller. And so one night, in the middle of the night, the Murrays are visited by a strange, eccentric woman named Mrs. Whatsit, played by Reese Witherspoon. She dresses funny and she's shouting all these crazy things. What is this crazy woman doing in her house, they're wondering. And not long after that, Meg, Calvin, and Charles Wallace visit an old house where they meet Mrs. Who, played by Mindy Kaling, who only speaks in proverbs. And not long after that, they meet the final Mrs. Witch, played by Oprah Winfrey. And when she first appears, she's 12 feet tall and she glitters with sunlight. I don't think any special effects were required since it's Oprah, right? Anyway, the three misses are actually celestial beings with, amazing powers. And they explain to them, we're here to help you find your father somewhere across the universe. My father? But how do you know where he could be? And they explain to them that the quickest point, between 2 points is a straight line. That might be true in the third dimension, but in the fifth dimension, space and time are rendered meaningless. And using a tesseract, you can actually fold over space and time in the fifth dimension, and you can blip yourself literally from one end of the universe to the other almost instantaneously, creating a wrinkle in time. See what I did there? Anyway, they explained that their father was experimenting with these tesseracts, and as a result, he blipped himself across the universe, and he hasn't been seen since. So now they, with the three kids, along with the three misses, all tessera themselves from one planet to the other and trying to find her father. But along the way, they notice this mysterious darkness that is spreading across the universe. It's been dubbed the It, and the It may or may not have her father captive. And so it's up to all of them, especially Meg, to discover their own inner strength, or as Oprah or Mrs. Witch would say, be a warrior. Now, will they save the day? Well, you have to see to find out. All right, let me start off this review by saying that this film is actually groundbreaking. It's the first time in film history that a film with a $100 million budget has been directed by a woman of color. I mean, in 2018, that's never happened before. It's usually just been men, or, there was Patty Jenkins did Wonder Woman, but, usually big budget films are not done by, women of color. And Ava DuVernay, she earned her stripes when she made the Academy Award-nominated film Selma. That was a great film. And so I was highly anticipating this film when it was coming out. I just wish, I could say that it was a great film too, but, it's a good film, just it has flaws. But let's start off with the pros first. First pro is the acting. Oh my god, the acting in this film, ladies and gentlemen, is phenomenal. The three misses, played by Reese Witherspoon, Mindy Kaling, Oprah Winfrey, all three of them do such a great job of playing each of their parts, but the real MVPs, though, go to the kid actors Storm Reid and Derek McCabe. I mean, Storm Reed as Meg, I mean, oh, she did such a great job capturing that, shy, outcast of a girl who lost her confidence and her strength a long time ago and rediscovering it. And, going through all these emotional scenes throughout the movie, they get pretty heavy at times. And she does a great job the whole way. And even better, if that's possible, is Derek McCabe, who plays her brother, Charles Wallace. I mean, he's like 5 or 6, and he just blows you out of the water. I mean, he is so mature beyond his years and delivers a fine performance, and he's never annoying, and it's like amazing. I mean, I really hope that these two kids, continue acting because they have great careers in their future if they do decide to do that, and I hope they do. And the special effects and the worlds that are created are just phenomenally done. The costumes and the worlds and the set direction. I mean, everything just looks beautiful, a feast for the eyes, if you will. And it also has great messages, this film, about how, self-esteem and, finding your own strength and courage and, looking into the darkness into your soul and finding that light that will shine through it all. I mean, this film really does touch on a lot of important, topics for adults and kids alike to learn from it. Unfortunately, what's stopping it from being a great film, ladies and germs, is sometimes it gets a little bit too bogged down. I mean, it gets very emotional at times, so emotional that at times it can ring hollow, the whole message. And at times it gets a little too in love with its special effects to the point where, it's like, okay, let's get back to the story. Okay, more, special effects, the story gets lost a bit along the way. So unfortunately, these flaws have to, bring down, and otherwise, there's the great parts of the movie, it's unfortunately. My overall grade, I would give it a B minus. I mean, it's a better than average movie, but the flaws pull down my grade a bit. But it's still a really nice movie with great acting and performances and great messages and a feast for the eyes. And so, would I recommend it? Yeah, sure. If you want to see it, go ahead and see it. It's not great or perfect, but it's still a fun time to be had at the movies. Go for it. Okay, the next film that I will review for you is The Strangers Pray at Night, rated R. It stars Martin Henderson and Christina Hendricks and was directed by Johannes Roberts, who brought you last year's shark film 47 Meters Down. Now, The Strangers Pray at Night is a sequel to the 2008 film The Strangers. In that film, Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman played a couple who are in a remote summer home, and they're terrorized by three young people wearing masks. Ooh. There's Man in the Mask, Pinup Girl, and the Blonde Dollface. Those are the names in the credits. I didn't come up with those names. Anyway, that movie was actually surprisingly effective. I mean, it was suspenseful and horrific, and at one point in the movie they ask, "Why are you doing this to us?" And she replies, "Because you were home." Ooh, spooky. Anyway, I actually gave that movie a B when it first came out. I thought it was pretty good, not bad. And so 10 years later, they make the sequel, Strangers Pray at Night. Now, in this new film, our protagonists are Mike and Cindy, played by Martin Henderson and Christina Hendricks. They're the parents to two kids, Luke and Kinsey, and they're troubled kids, and they're all going on a family vacation, and they go to a trailer park. It's the end of the season, so it's pretty much deserted except for them. Pretty convenient for the plot, am I right? Anyway, and not long after, they are terrorized by three people wearing masks and blood and gore to be had. I'm actually going to make this review quick, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just say this one was really disappointing and average. I mean, it was pretty cliche. I mean, everything you can think of. I mean, you have your protagonist making increasingly dumb decisions, and you have your horror villains that are laughably invincible at times. And there's, of course, the blood and the gore to be had. And there's just no suspense or tension this time around. It's just like would-be villains chasing would-be victims and would-be blood coming about. It's like there's nothing here that, is memorable or that makes me recommend it. It's just average. So, of course, my grade for this film, I give it a C, a C, because C means average, and that's pretty much what this movie was. Average, average, average. I mean, would I recommend you see this? No. If you do want to see it at home for free, sure, why not? But no, don't see this in theaters. It's not worth it. Trust me. So the next film that I will review is Gringo, rated R. It stars David Oyelowo, Charlize Theron, Joel Edgerton, and was directed by Nash Edgerton, who is Joel Edgerton's brother. How about that? So Gringo is about a mild-mannered businessman named Harold, played by David Oyelowo. his life kind of sucks. His wife's spending all his money and is secretly cheating on him, and he doesn't like his job that much. He works for Cannabis Technologies Inc., and they are now creating a new product, a weed pill, which is medical marijuana in a pill form. And Harold's bosses, Elaine and Richard, played by Charlize Theron and Joel Edgerton, want him to go to Mexico to handle the manufacturing of this new product. And along the way, he doesn't really care for them that much. And he also finds out that Richard has been cheating on his wife with him. And he's furious. So he decides when he gets there, he stages a ransom call where he pretends he's been kidnapped so he can benefit from the company's policy of $2 million should anything bad happen to him on a business trip. And he's ecstatic by this plan until he's captured for real by an actual cartel, who have a grudge against the company because they left him out of the whole weed pill. And as Harold is captured, Richard hires his brother, Mitch, who is an ex-mercenary, to track him down and, get him back. And, mayhem just ensues from there. Sounds like a great film, right? Except that it isn't, unfortunately. I was actually disappointed with this film, too, unfortunately. This is the kind of film that, when I saw the trailer, it looked like it was a black comedy. But instead, when I watched it, wasn't much comedy to be had. I mean, there was, but not much. And there is action, too, but again, it's kind of, repetitive kind of action, not really the, mind-blowing kind. So, as I was watching this movie, I was doing this a lot. I mean, I'm the movie guy, so if I'm, doing that during a movie, then that's a big problem. I mean, the pacing is slow, and the actors are all overqualified for this, messy plot of a script, and, their characters are, not very complicated. I mean, this is the kind of movie that, had a great idea and great concept. It's just the execution is just, it's nothing. I mean, it's the kind of movie that I don't think I can recommend to anyone. So my grade for this one is also a C. It's so average, and it didn't do well at the box office either. I mean, barely anyone went to see it. I guess I was one of the only ones then. So for that, I would say don't bother with this one either, you guys. Trust me. If I'm not interested in a movie, then you won't be interested either. That's said and done. All right, the last movie in wide release on March the 9th was The Hurricane Heist, rated PG-13. It stars Toby Kebbell, Maggie Grace, Ryan Kwanten, and was directed by Rob Cohen, who brought you such gems as Stealth, Alex Cross, and The Boy Next Door, double, 3 turds, basically. Anyway, The Hurricane Heist is about a team of tech hackers who are embarking on a big heist where they're going to steal $600 million from a treasury during the middle of a Category 5 hurricane in the Deep South. And, there's no grade for this film, ladies and gentlemen, because I didn't see it. And not because I couldn't get a chance to, but because I really do not want to. And here's why. If you've seen the trailer for this movie, it looks like crap. I mean, the CGI alone is terrible. I mean, how this got a release in theaters, I have no idea. It looks like one of those movies you would see in a straight-to-video movie from the 90s. I mean, that's how bad it looks. And from what I could tell from the acting and from the where the plot is going from just the previews, it just looks yuck. I mean, makes Sharknado look like an Oscar contender. That's how bad it looks. And the professional critics, I mean, they're pretty much slamming this film, so that's enough for me. And basically, that's if you're wondering, should you see this? I mean, if I don't want to see a movie, you don't want to see the movie. I mean, it's pretty much that simple, ladies and germs. So, Hurricane Heist, avoid at all costs, please. I'm still sick, but the recap must go on. Recap, everybody. A Wrinkle in Time, B-. A groundbreaking film with excellent acting and special effects, despite its unavoidable flaws. But I still recommend it, though. See it if you want to. The Strangers Pray at Night, C. An average, cliched, suspense-free horror film. Don't see this one. Gringo, C. Another average black comedy with hardly any comedy or action. Don't see this one either. It's not worth it. And finally, The Hurricane Heist. No grade since I didn't see it, and I don't plan to see it ever because it's a piece of crap. So basically, there's 3 films that you should all just avoid altogether. And that'll do it for another edition of Jeffrey Michael's Movie Reviews Extravaganza. Until next time, happy movie watching, everybody! And see you next time when I'm hopefully well by then.